Okay, so this video is just a general shop update video, and I'm also going to the basement right now and do a quick update on the 400EX engine, which I'm just waiting for a cylinder. Start off by saying the in-floor heating is working great. Of course, winter is meant to be almost over, but we still have 3 feet of snow outside, and it's snowing like a bastard right now. So that's never anything good. But in-floor heating, everything's working great on it. Lion Boiler is who it's made by, which is a local company. Thing is great. Barely even has to turn on. The electric heat, including that one there, is off. So we have it set to maintain about 15 in here, and that's pretty much what it's keeping, which is about 59 for everyone else. So everything is working great with that. Well worth the investment. Sure, it might have cost close to $3,000 by the time we did all the plumbing into the floor and everything, but well worth it. So just kind of wanted to make a little bit of an update video on that. Even in minus 40 and minus 50 days Celsius, this thing had no problem keeping up. It was super nice and toasty in here. Well worth it. And it's super silent. I'll just bump the thermostat here to show you. It takes a while for the pump to boot up. You can barely even hear it. Take a second for the flow meters to start picking up. The pump starts real slow and slowly works its way up. I hear the clock on the wall, but this is super silent. One pipe's lukewarm, another pipe's ice, well, not ice cold, but cold. See if I got anything on a flow gauge yet. Yeah, you can see. I could actually hear more fluid going through the pipes than anything. Go back up to here. Maybe if I probably heard it there when I stuck my camera right against it. But that is as loud as it gets. Same with this, virtually no sound whatsoever. Super silent, very efficient heating. Sure, some of it's redneck. We never read much instructions, and I just made a couple mounts here just to hold the pipes to the wall. So you can see how I started, and then how some of them got shitty welds, and you know what I mean, as we went along. But oh, there's the second, or there's the element number 1 just turned on. That's what that click was. And then in about a minute, you'll hear another click and the second element will turn on. Oh, that was pretty quick. So the double click means one element turned on and then the second one does. Because it's a dual element. Trying to remember how many kilowatts this one was. I think 75,000. I'm not too sure. I don't even know where the box is right now. But it's a big one. We went overkill for the size of the garage. So, but anyway, that's the end of this. And I'll go inside now and I'll go inside and I'll get an update video on the TRX 400EX engine. Okay, so some parts I got for it here. Nothing too major. A throttle kit, which actually I ended up getting in an accident. Never had that on order. New lever set, which I got in an accident. I tried to order the short little stubby ones and they sent me the longest frickin' ones they could find. But whatever. Grips. AGM battery, Bikemaster Platinum, very good battery, highly recommend it. And yeah, and of course the gasket set, the piston, and second gear, a couple crank bearings, and a few other bearings that are already installed in the engine. So yeah, that's it. What do you want? That's it? That's all you have to say? Okay, so this is just a quick update on the TRX 400EX. As you can tell, she's somewhat back together. I'm just waiting on my top end cylinder. I had to send it away to just be overboard. So, yep, it's going to be a few more days before I get it back. Other than that, there's not too much really to say as an update. Of course, this is the original piston that was in it, which was all blown to shit. Same with the cylinder, so that's, of course, I'm using the cylinder that came on the spare parts engine, I don't have the old piston here to show you, but had to be overboard. Brand new timing chain slider, spark plug. I changed second gear into tranny and a few other bearings. Nothing too major. I don't even know where the rest of the boxes went for that shit. There's one box. So there's a few other ones, wrappers and crap lying around, but okay, that's just a quick update, and probably won't be until the 13th, which is next week, before I get any more update videos, because I should have all the parts by then. Cylinders just being overboard, I should actually have that by Monday. Today's Saturday, so, and other than that, that's pretty much all I can say. I'm going to be cleaning up some of the junk here. As you can see, all the way around the corner I got quite a few spare cases from my IT-175. If I had the light on here, I'm sure it would show up a bit better. Okay, maybe not. So a couple spare cylinders up there, so I'm going to be tossing together the IT-175 while I'm waiting. So I had some videos on that before, so get a spare engine going. Oh, doesn't that look fun? Makes a little bit of a mess. And this is pretty much what I'm doing right now. Making my brass nice and shiny. As you can see, it's kind of hard to say with all the fingerprints on them. But very, very shiny brass. 7mm Magnum. So there's a mixture of Hornady ones in here, Federal, Remington, and got the antique press out and making myself up some bullets. So I'm using 154 SSTs. I think these were the SSTs. Yep, 154 SSTs, and when it's done, they're going to look like this. So, of course, this one here I just used just to set my dies. That's all that was used, and I have tape just to stop it from falling down and someone walking into it and banging their nuts on it. So, and yeah, that's got piles and piles of brass. Over the years I collected probably close to 400 brass. This is one of the very first bags of brass I ever filled up. So this is from years and years ago when I first got my original 7mm Magnum. So anyway, just thought I'd toss that into the video. And a little bit of a garage update I guess I can do. Don't really know what to do for an update. My dad broke a chair yesterday. It's kind of funny. Sitting on it, fell backwards. Yes, Dad, I put that in the video just to piss you off. IT-175 cases. I'm going to be assembling that hopefully tomorrow. Finally got my pressure washer home. Made the mistake about lending it to someone, and look how I got it back. If you notice, yep, there's something missing, the hose. So they ended up using it where the hose was rubbing on the muffler, and of course they burnt through it and wrecked the hose. So now I have no holes for it. Gee, that's what I get for lending it out to someone, hey? Okay. As for the other updates, I got a huge messy corner here. Whole pile of parts here that I'm going to be putting for sale. So, front end bushings from Trail Boss 250. A brand new crank for Polaris Explorer 400. Brand new flywheel stator at the bottom there. A couple reed valves. RM 250 125 9495 stator and flywheel, brand new. Seals from, I don't even remember, have to look up the part number, grips. Just a pile of junk that I'm going to be throwing on eBay. Chainsaw, still sitting where I left it apart. Gotta get time, I'm going to sandblast the crap out of it. And after I'm done that, I'm still debating if I want to paint it or polish it. Now, that looks kind of like magnesium more than aluminum, which is fine. I'm sure it'll still clean up nice. I got to get my bin back on my quad, and I got to get my quad going, because believe it or not, since I did the exhaust mod, I have not tested it. That's the 400EX engine, all in pieces. Ended up pulling it apart just to go through the second gear. Whole pile of junk in this corner. Yes, before I start anything, I think it might be time to start cleaning this mess. Other than that, I don't really know what to say. Some more parts of the IT-175 up there. Plus I got a shed full of parts and a bedroom full of parts. Yeah, so, and of course, that's where I'm going to leave this for now. And I just somewhat wanted to do a little bit of an update. Why I haven't been making videos about the TRX 400 is because I'm waiting for parts. So, and basically I'm just getting it bored 2 sizes up to fit the piston. I got a good deal on the piston, that's why it's going 2 sizes up. And because the cylinder actually looked pretty decent, but it just, I had to get it bored. I couldn't put it back together without boring the engine, so. Okay. So a little bit of update. We did the reloading last night. Only 50 rounds. And towards the end of it, it's hard to say here, but the whole bench is starting to flex down. So time to build a new reloading bench. So before we could do that, we had to move the TV. So we threw up a quick kind of shelving unit there. We still got to put the beam going down to the ground, and we're going to continue around the outside of the garage like that. And yeah, I think my dad went overkill when he went to pick up wood. So that's $40 for all that.
I run in the house permit for.
Yeah, you do that. Has some 6x6 beams, 3 of those, 4x4 beams, quite a few 2x8s, a bunch of 2x4s at the bottom. Sure, this is all this crap lumber, like the end pieces of the pellets and stuff, because there's staples everywhere. The 2x4s at the bottom there, some of them are pretty damn warped. But just for the shelving, he just needs some small pieces to go in between. And again, that was only $40 for all that wood. So we're probably actually going to start making a quick bench along the front here. Then we're going to be remaking this bench. This bench is just destroyed. Pulling down on here to, you can kind of see how loose that is now. So just to deprime the brass pretty much destroyed everything. So, oh, and he even picked up what I asked him for. How many joules? 540 joules. How gay. Or how shitty. It's just for the surveillance system up there. Yes. Just making an update video on you.
Before we can start, we gotta dig out all those 2x6s.
What do you mean? You should have bought brand new ones.
Yeah.
I don't want to be digging in the snow.
I'm gonna have to.
Well, especially the fact that it's... Did you just fart?
What? Yeah.
Especially the fact that it's hard to see on the camera, but it's freaking snowing out. 400EX, still sitting in the snowbank. It's not frozen anymore. About an inch of water at the back here. Fenders. And of course my Sportsman. So I have no idea where he's saying the 2x6s are. Guessing over here somewhere. Yeah. There's, believe it or not, a whole stack of freaking 2x6s, about 1.5 feet tall right there. And he expects me to dig all those out. Hell, we'll just stack up sidewalk blocks freaking underneath it. Use that freaking as a tabletop. Okay. Anyone want to buy an old Chevy truck? Okay. Okay, just a general update video, kind of making a little bit of shelf modifications to the surveillance system here. A little tiny camera on the wall there. So I added a second bottom shelf. Going to be putting a battery backup, I'm guessing, in there. I'm not too sure yet. Yes, they make Blade server style battery backups. They'll fit in there. If not, behind the monitor. Just went and picked up this crappy monitor, $40, $50 monitor, $49 monitor. So I got my wireless bridge behind there, power bar, RCA cable, and of course the antique dinosaur TV here. We're going to be putting up on the shelf. Got a 4x4 beam we just put in place, which is well overkill just to hold this. As you can see, I bolted one bolt to that monitor, drilled it, self-tapped, which is standard bolts. It's aluminum bases on the Dell monitors. so that monitor can't go anywhere unless they hit the release button on the back of it. Hey, look at that. I see myself on camera. Sweet. Anyway, yeah, just thought I'd kind of toss this into the update. I'll get more of it once we're done. And there's a big load of wood. So, okay. Okay, there we go. Got the wall up on the DVR, got the surveillance camera up there, got the TV up there, basic wall. Sooner or later we're going to have quite a bit of shelving and a big sliding door or something on there. Never got a chance to make a new reloading bench yet. That's going to end up being next week. Keep you guys up to date as we somewhat redneck remodel the garage. Yes, a lot of that's recycled wood.